The FS Love Spotlight is shining awfully bright on a real bonehead this month. Howdy everyone, and welcome to Cowlick Nation, the podcast where we look at real-world farming and how it affects the game we love, Farming Simulator. Now watch your step, this here is Cowlick Nation. And as of this moment, guys, we are at that time of the month again where we're going to go ahead and take a look at that FS Love Spotlight because it's shining on somebody brand new this month. And this month, it's shining on Bonehead from Bonehead Inc. Bonehead, how the heck are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad today. How are you doing, Locke?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing absolutely fabulous. The weather's gorgeous. I mean, Farming Simulator is still a thing, so that's good. I'm feeling good about this.
It's always a plus when the weather's good and the Farming Simulator's up and running and getting some new stuff coming out and everything else, so that's always a plus.
Oh, heck yeah. That's exactly it. So I guess the first question that I'd have to ask you is, what attracted you to Farming Simulator?
Well, that's an interesting question. What attracted me to Farming Simulator is, like, a lot of people know that I played a lot of World of Warcraft. And then I was looking for something new to play. And one night I got an ad for Farm Sim video on YouTube. And I went and clicked on it, checked it out. It was a ad by Mr. Harvsworld, I do believe is who it was. And I got interested in it, and then another ad popped up while I was watching that one for Mr. Farmer Cop.
Okay.
And so from there, I started playing Farm Sim, and that kind of started my whole little world in the Farm Sim community.
It's amazing how that can just kind of suck you in like that. There's seems like a lot of people who I've talked to in the past, that's exactly what it is. We see something here, we'll give it a shot, and next thing you know, this is it.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing little thing, and how it does bring you into the community and everything else.
Exactly. I guess kind of following up on that, to kind of got you started in all this. Why did you decide that you wanted to start making content?
That's a good question. I decided I wanted to start making content because I seen Tactical Farmer and 4B doing a lot of stuff together, and I thought it was interesting how two different people could get together and play a game and have so much fun with it. And what I wanted to do was come in as a little guy and play and have fun with other people, meet new people and stuff like that. So I thought what a better way to do it than start streaming my gameplay. I was just sitting there playing the game anyway, so why not?
Okay. Now, you're just on YouTube, is that correct with your content?
Yes.
Okay. Do you just do streaming, or do you do videos as well?
I dabbed a little bit with the videos, and it didn't seem like they were doing very well. So I do a lot better with the interaction with people. So I just mainly do streaming right now. I'm trying to get the editing qualities down.
Okay.
But I'm not the greatest with the editing of videos, so I just do my live streams.
There's nothing wrong with that. What would you prefer? I should say, what do you prefer? Let's say you have the opportunity, you have a stream in one hand and you have the opportunity to make a video in the other. What would you rather choose to do? Stream? Heck yeah. I understand that.
I love the interaction with people and stuff like that, so it's fun.
Now, I've kind of tiptoed around this a little bit, and I didn't really want to come out and say it, but why Bonehead? Out of all the names that are out there, why Bonehead? What makes Bonehead special to you?
It's started from my dad. He used to call me a bonehead all the time when I would do things, and me and him were fishing partners.
Okay.
And I would do something boneheadish, I guess you could say, and he would call me Bonehead. So one day we were trying to come up, we do a lot of bass fishing tournaments, and we had to come up with a team name. And so I said, well, what about Bonehead Fishing? And he kind of got a chuckle out of it, and we ran with that for like a couple years, and then I started up my own lawn care business, and that's where the Bonehead Inc. came from.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So, yeah, and then we, it just kind of took off, and everybody on YouTube. I started off originally on YouTube or on Facebook as the weed eater guy.
Okay.
But then I switched it over to Bonehead after a little while.
Yeah, Bonehead has a little better ring to it than Weed Eater guy, so I think that's probably a good choice. Oh, man. So you're talking about your pops there, going fishing. Now, you're a pops, is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm a father of 2 boys.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I got 2 of my own, and I completely understand. With boys, that is. I got a daughter as well, but I know I kind of do some stuff with my family when it comes to content. What do you do with your family when it comes to content? Because I know, being a creator myself, it's kind of unavoidable to have the family involved. I enjoy it. I just kind of wonder, what do you do to have your family involved with what's going on?
Well, I try to get my oldest son. My oldest boy, he's about to turn 18 this weekend, and he doesn't really like I guess what you say, talking to a lot of people. If it's private, he doesn't like to go live, so he doesn't really do much. He does a little bit of monitoring for me.
Okay.
When I'm streaming. My youngest son, we've actually done content together, and I go over into he's trying to start streaming too. And so I go over into his and moderate his chats for him. I give him pointers and stuff like that. What maybe he should do that's helped me. And other than that, the only other one in my family that I got my mom or my dad, and my mom used to watch it when she was with us, but she isn't with us anymore. So my dad kind of watches it when he gets a chance. He says watching me farm on the game's kind of boring. But my little sister, she comes in, and she's like the biggest cheerleader I've had, other than some of my friends that I've made since I've been streaming.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, having your family involved is it's pretty key, because when you have like times that aren't necessarily working out the best for you, or you're just going through things, they're the ones that are there cheering for you, and that's a lot of fun to have. So that's cool that you get to do that.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I'm kind of hoping that my youngest boy, he lives in Vegas, so he doesn't get a lot of interaction because his mom's a worrywart about things.
Yeah.
So she doesn't let him go out, and I don't blame her. With everything going on around, you never know what's going to happen. So she kind of keeps him at home. So this kind of gives him a little bit more interaction with people. And a lot of the people that go to my channel, they go over to his and watch his streams too. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, and the best part about it is, I don't know of anybody who's gotten in trouble playing Farming Simulator, so it's a good deterrent.
That's the only thing with him. He doesn't do Farm Sim. He does other games.
Well, there's still time. A little peer pressure, arm twisting. You never know.
I'm trying. I'm really trying hard with him. Both my boys, they don't care for the simulator games.
Well, like I said, there's time. You can always force it.
Yeah.
When it comes to your content, what would you say makes your content Bonehead approved? I mean, like, what would you see your content as being? Are you wanting to go do streams where you're have tons of people in there rocking and rolling on chat with you, or is it more down the line of just kind of you doing things? What makes it Bonehead approved? Is there something unique that you do that's out there that kind of puts the Bonehead stamp of approval on it?
That I like when I start up a new series, I like to figure out what everybody kind of wants to see, and I guess you'd say the Bonehead approval on all that is I'll do a test run on a map, and if a lot of people seem interested, I get a lot of people coming in the chat, talking with me and stuff like that. Then that shows me that's what they want to see. So it kind of, in a way, the Bonehead approval thing would be it's what my audience wants to see is
Okay.
what I'd say would be my biggest approval thing for that. I'm a
Okay.
big I'm a big you know this, but I'm a big supporter of the network or of the community. So, you know, if I'm doing something, then they're not, you know, no one's likes watching, then I kind of like trying to
Yeah, just kind of
veer
take the
off and
temperature of the thing.
yeah, and for the most part, most of my streams they do pretty decent. You know, we've had a couple that were not great, but you know, it whatever they want to see is kind of what my bonehead approval is. If you know, I like throwing in, I like be playing with older stuff, so and a lot of people that watch my stuff that like that too. So
I gotcha. If there's something, I mean, what would you say that keeps bringing you back to the game? Because you said you just decided you seen the ad, you tried it out, you started doing content, you got the name from your pops and your misfortunes with that. You got the family involved. What keeps you coming back all the time to play the game? Is there something about the game, or is it an outside influence that keeps you coming back?
the just the community is the main thing. Reason why I keep coming back to play the game. The and streaming it. I mean, I played Call of Duty. I've played World of Warcraft. I've played other games, but I have never had such an interaction with a community such as our Farm Sim community. It's one of the greatest in the world, I think. You know, I could be in there messing up and doing something, and somebody will say, "Hey, this is how you do it,"
Yeah,
and
you're
they'll
not
show
going to
you.
have someone raging on you.
Yeah, you don't have somebody yelling at you. You don't have somebody swearing at you or anything like that. There's always a helpful hand. And that's what makes me come back to the game so much is the people that are playing the game. You know, it's such a great game. And it is kind of a boring game at sometimes, but sometimes it's awesome. You know, and
I know what
I
you're
just
saying.
love, I haven't really played a game this hard since I played one of my other games. And like I said, the community really helps out a lot with keeping me interested in the game.
I gotcha. Well, looking at the community, that kind of helps out with that. Just focusing on the game, what aspect of the game would you say is probably your favorite part? Because that's gotta play into bringing you back. But
Yeah.
what would your favorite aspect of the game be?
You know, use different stuff. You know, I live here in the Midwest, and we don't do around my area. There's not a lot of like swathing, or there isn't a lot of uh,
It's not big sugarcane territory, though, is it?
not big sugar cane territory. It's not like a big cotton area. So the farm sim kind of gives you a different aspect of different types of farming and stuff like that. So that's one of the big things that makes me come back because I get and it makes me enjoy it a lot. You know, it's just gives me an example of stuff that I won't probably ever get to see ever. Just like the other day, I was driving down the road and I saw a Kloss baler that had a wrapper on the back of it. And I had to pull off the side of the road to just kind of check it out, see how they were doing it, and I was going to see if I'm doing it right on the game.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh man, I know the game's a great game for going ahead and seeing that stuff. I've noticed Kloss things that I've never noticed before just driving around on the roads and stuff like that. We know the game's good, but
Yeah.
is there something that you'd like to see kind of tweaked a little bit in the next version of the game? Is there something that's just kind of sticking in your craw saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we just take it down this road a little bit.
I'd like to see them do something better with animals.
Okay.
I've said that for last year a lot. And it seemed like they kind of slacked off a little bit in 22 on the animals, just made it easy. You know, you just go feed them and that's it. You know, you don't go in the pens and take care of them. I understand that it is a family game, so they can't do the, taking them to the slaughterhouse or anything else.
Yeah, it
like
can only
that.
go so far.
But just a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of a variety of the animals in the game would be kind of fun.
I gotcha.
Cool to see.
Now, we've had the opportunity to talk about the game here a little bit, but I want to go back to Bonehead the person. Bonehead the man. What is something out there that you'd like people to know about you? You may not have told a lot of people or been really open about things. I don't doesn't have to be super personal or anything like that. But what's something that you'd like the world to know about Bonehead?
Just a basic normal person that loves his boys, loves playing video games, and likes hanging out, meeting new people. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. And I work a lot, but other than that, to make a lot of this stuff happen, you got to do that.
Oh,
but,
yeah, I get it. Got to
but
work
that's
to play the game.
That's basically me in a nutshell. I'm just a down to earth country boy, I guess you could say. I like to, and I like to play some video games. I like to hunt, fish, hang out with my sons. Just a basic, ordinary person, I guess.
I gotcha. No, that's awesome. That's completely hits the right out of the park on that one. With your content, Bonehead Inc., the content that you go ahead and produce, you started it up, rocking and rolling with it. What would you go ahead and see as of this moment right now? What would you consider to be success on your end when it comes to your content?
Well, that's a tough one there. Oh, I guess the interaction, if my content's doing really good, and reaching a lot of people, and of course, if people haven't ever seen any of my streams or anything like that, I do kind of something similar to what you do with the spotlight thing, but I always throw out new people and stuff like that. But I like giving the little guys something to look forward to, and everything else. When they go into a chat, somebody recognizes them and stuff like that. So that's
cool. No,
that's how I know that. I guess I'd say that's how I know that my content is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you want to be a man of the community. I gotcha. Now, we're going to dive into your channel here in just one second, but before we get to that point, I'd like to ask you some questions that I consider key yardsticks or key markers, and I think they'll help us tell everyone a little bit more about you. I want gut reactions right off the whistle. What's your favorite brand of tractor?
Massey Ferguson.
Massey Ferguson. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What is your favorite time of year?
Winter.
Sorry, I froze up.
Well, that's what winter does. You get a little cold.
Oh, man. Exactly. All right. What do you do for fun that most people might not know about you?
Well, I do a lot of competitive fishing in the summertime and springtime and fall time.
Okay. If you could meet anyone, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one there. Can't answer that. I'd have to say I wouldn't mind meeting CBW Farms and Mackenzo. They're two people from my chats, and I've became friends with them. I wouldn't mind meeting them.
That's awesome.
Just to meet somebody I've been talking to so much in the long run.
Put a face to the voice. I gotcha.
Yeah.
And probably the most important one and the most telling question of all: does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
All right. You win.
Oh, okay. It makes. I don't know why that pizza tastes so good, but
it adds something, and you're either for it or you're against it. There's really no in between. One thing I'd like to do, and we asked you some questions here and stuff like this. In your own words, I know this is essay time. In your own words, how would you go ahead and describe your channel, and what do you think people would get benefits off from your channel? Like, so go ahead, give us a little description of your channel and promote yourself. Go ahead, just let us all know. Why should we all tune in to Bonehead Inc.?
Well, Bonehead Inc. is kind of like that old the 80s sitcom show Cheers. Everybody knows everybody's name when it comes in there, and we welcome all new people that come into the chat. We believe in helping each other out, be it on my stream, be it on one of their streams or whatnot. We're just a good old bunch of people sitting in the chat having a good old time, drinking coffee, brown water, or whatever you may be drinking that night. It's just like I said, it's a couple of my people that come in regularly tell me a lot of times that my streams are like going to watch the TV show Cheers. Where everybody knows your name, and just a good place, nice place, relaxed place to come and hang out. Hardly ever see any, boneheadish people in there, I guess you can kind of say. But it's always a good time. And as far as the content goes for Bonehead Inc., we do a lot of variety stuff. We do some farm build where I make my own farms. We use a lot of different types of equipment. We try keeping it semi-realistic, but sometimes you kind of want to see a Flintstone car pull on a fertilizer wagon, so you'll catch that on Bonehead's channel.
I completely get that. And as someone who has been into Bonehead streams, I can definitely say Cheers is the perfect way to describe that. That is absolutely awesome. Well, Bonehead, I appreciate it. Everybody can go ahead and find you at Bonehead Inc. on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. I'll make sure I have information for you guys, but if you have the opportunity, head on over there to Bonehead Inc. And I think you're going to absolutely love it on over there. Guys, this has been the FS Love Spotlight. It's shining on Bonehead this month, and Bonehead, thank you very much for everything you've done for the community, and thanks for taking some time and chat with me here.
Thank you for inviting me, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cowlick Nation. Hopefully you'll head on back sometime, and don't worry, we'll have coffee on for you. Thanks for stopping by.